Hello everyone, this will be the review of game Steampunk Graveyard, and the key was provided by developer. Steampunk Graveyard is a platformer with very basic combat. It's generally speaking a very basic game, but it has randomly generated levels. So that's the one plus that it has. Every game is slightly different, however it's still very simple. When it comes to options, we have tons of languages. As you can see here, this many, and options are, well, we have sliders, they go by one, but at least they are there. We have difficulty, 3 of them actually, and very basic keys, just moving around, and ZXC. I'm not sure we can change them. Of course no, you can't, so there's not much really to change here. Also, the game is problematic when it comes to recording, because you have to record it in window. It's not seen as a game. I mean, it is seen as a game, but everything is black. So again, some strange engine used here. I guess we can go back to just gameplay. There's nothing more to talk about here. I'll just show you how it looks. So basically it looks like this. We have this strange guy who can jump, go left and right. By the way, the game is lagging and the guy has strange momentum when he changes direction. He's kind of sliding all the time. I will actually go even lower with sound, because it's still too loud even though it's on 1. Maybe let's make it like this so I can at least comment. Alright, this is going to again change the level. And yeah, that's theoretically that's a different level. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so we can slash stuff. When you slash stuff, then it can explode, especially when it comes to barrels. Most enemies are killed by just shooting gun. We can also throw grenades like this. Usually the timing is bad, so it's not very reliable source. And basically our goal is to go all the way right. If we make it, then we fight a boss and then we escape the level, which I will try to do. So the levels consist of houses, corridors and ladders, and basically that's all you have. The general idea is to mix them up and create different levels, and our main source of destroying everything is just a gun, which we have to reload, then shoot again, then reload, then shoot again, and that's how it goes. It's super simple, super just basic platformer shooter, sort of like this. There's no complexity here at all. It's said on a game page that we are fighting some baron who is using his minions, that we of course fight all the time, but so far I didn't find any boss aside from boss at the end of level, which is like a robot. I just shot him and he died. And all the time we just meet those couple of enemies, those zombies, small robots that throw grenades, and that's pretty much it about the enemies. We also have barrels and boxes. Boxes usually have something to drink that gives us 1 more HP point, and yeah, that's pretty much all the interactions we have. Again, I have to change the level, shoot everything down, reload, shoot everything down, and so it goes. It's just really basic. That's pretty much all the gameplay you have. There might be something later, like specific bosses or maybe some complication, but I didn't see anything like it. There's also a strange feature that you can switch to next level without beating it. You can just go to the menu and just go for next level, even if you die. I'm not sure how it really gives you progress, how many levels there are, but you can just keep progressing level by level, which is very weird. And I guess all of them are procedurally generated. So as you can see, the gameplay doesn't really change. I'm probably going to go to the end and then we'll finish, or if I die we'll also finish. If I die we'll just reload a level, and if I don't we'll go all the way to the well, to the end, where we can push the barrel. Can we push 2? No, we can't. Let's shoot it. Alright, let's shoot this guy. Basically we shoot everything just in straight line. It's the easiest way to progress. Just shoot everything, even from very far. There's not much problem with that. Okay, we'll probably get, no, I wasn't, oh, that's the guy. See, that's the end. So we reach the end. There is the robot, there is the escape route, so we have to backtrack, climb the ladder. And yeah, aside from the momentum that we have, very strange momentum, we're like slowly braking and then we can switch direction. Also the climbing is not done the best way. It kind of works, but we're sort of sliding through the ladder, not just climbing it. It's just more like sliding up and down in a very strange way. It's kind of off, but works to some extent. Yeah, he's dead. Very easy boss. Well, on easy, by the way, so maybe that's why. And then we just escape. And that's the level. That's the whole game. At least that's what I have seen. Okay, we go to next level. I will try to change to the entirely next level, or maybe I will die. See, it looks exactly the same. We can just go next level. Let's do it like 7 times maybe, or 5. Maybe let's do it 5 times. There was third one, I think. Next level, maybe it's just changing the way level looks, but it's actually level 2 anyway. And maybe there is something on specific number of level, but I'm really not sure. It's not showing you in any way. So I think this is level 5, or maybe this is 4th iteration of level 2. This is really not explained, and it looks the same. I'm just going to kill somebody, like this guy. Yeah, we have 1 kill. I'm not sure what it's changing. We can of course slash, but it's not very efficient. The most efficient way is to just shoot everybody. Right, of course we cannot. Can we go there? No, of course we can't. I think we can throw a grenade there, but I'm not entirely sure about this. Let's throw more than... oh, I actually killed myself. What happens then? We can just go next level when we die, which is very weird, because now I don't know if I'm in the 5th or 6th level, or is this still the second one. And again, the same story. We just have to shoot stuff and proceed to the right. We're seeing the same enemies, even though it's level 2 or level 7, hard to say. And we're seeing the same enemies all the time. Of course, they kinda rushed me in big number, but now it's the same story, right? We just go to the right, we drink, shoot, drink, shoot, drink, explode the guy, and progress. And that's pretty much all I've seen in this game, so I'm probably going to stop in a moment, because that's the whole gameplay that we have. Right, I guess that will be it. Well, not very interesting game, but whatever. Okay, I'm just going to climb up. Maybe we go one more section, just in case we find something interesting. Probably we won't. Again, same zombies. Constantly shooting them with gun. Progression goes very easy. Nothing really changes. Nothing really to collect. For some reason, I was having a number in the top right corner before, where I was seeing how many zombies there are to kill or something. There was some number there. Now it's not there, so I don't know what's the difference. What's the point of that? Right, and that would just go on like that, and we would finish. Alright, so coming back to menu. The way the game is done is kind of broken on design level, because all it offers is this randomly generated area, but the area itself is very boring. It's just 2 types of enemies and very samey areas. Yes, you can reroll them, they will be slightly different, but they are very boring. And it's hard to also follow progression because of this next level feature. You don't know if this is the different iteration of specific level, like level 1, level 2, and so on, or can you just keep skipping all the levels up to the end? I really don't know how many levels there are. There might be more to the game. I'm not saying there isn't. It was just too boring for me to progress. I beaten a couple of levels and it was just all the time the same thing. So I was very bored. You have one melee weapon that is very ineffective because if you are in the melee range, you can get hit very easily. Grenades are, I think they are finite, so you can use 5, time them right, and then it's over. You have no more grenades. So basically you keep using the gun, you keep just spamming the gun on everything, including barrels and all the enemies. It works very well, but it also makes the game super boring. You just go right and shoot, and that's it. That's just all the game. I can't say it's ugly, it's just very basic, and it's not very well done technically, like the fact that OBS doesn't see it really, it sees only black screen for unknown reason. Now it sees the game when it's in window. You cannot change resolution, you cannot really go to window mode by options. You can only press Alt Enter and it goes to kinda window mode, which sort of works but not the best way. So there is a problem. At least there is slider, but sound is too loud even on one. It should be a slider with 100 units, not 10 units, because it's not enough, but at least we have a slider. We also have difficulty settings, which helps. They are explaining the moves, so that's nice. Overall, it's a very basic and very rudimentary skeleton of a game. Yeah, pun intended. Graveyard. So how much would I give it? I would give it 3 out of 10. This is definitely below standard. This is below standard of platformers, and this is a platformer. Um, I'm not even asking this game to be like Sword and Sanctuary or anything like it, with in-depth combat and better quality, or games like Usurper, for instance, which is also the same price but much more complex and much longer, much better overall. But even in terms of just platformers, it's just super basic. It's kind of like Mario, but I think even in Mario you had more interesting enemies and more interesting level design. This is just basically like snakes and ladders. You climb down, climb up, go by corridor, and keep shooting all the time, and then you finish the level. This is almost nothing. It's just 5 minutes of gameplay, and then it's the same. Very boring overall, I would say, not worth buying. It is playable because it works. It didn't crash or anything. You can do it. You can beat a level. I've beaten at least 2 levels all the way to the balloon and just got nowhere. Right? I can still just go play game and repeat the same thing, or I can just go out of it and the insta, which I will probably do. And yeah, it could be used as a time killer if you have absolutely nothing to do, but there's so many other options. There's so many free games, there's so many better platformers, there are cheaper platformers, so it's completely pointless for me. Yes, I admit that the game works, but it's way not enough for catching anybody's interest unless you have absolutely no standards. Then yeah, you can do it. Maybe for very small kids, but why would they shoot zombies? I don't know. It's not very interesting game even for a kid, I guess. You get bored after 5 minutes, so that's all you can get from it. Yeah, it's not recommended. It's rather negative review, definitely. Below standard. I cannot say it's complete junk because it works on a basic level. If you wanna show somebody how a platformer gameplay looks, then it kinda looks like this, but usually it's way more complicated. Even in basic games, it's usually more than one weapon and 2 enemies, and the same environment. So I don't know why this game was made, to be honest. Maybe because it's Halloween and they wanted to, put it out there for whatever reason. The developer made 3 games, and I think all of them are platformers. At least they look like platformers. So I'm not sure if this is all they can do, or is this the most basic game of all the 3, or maybe the other projects. But judging by just this game, because I didn't get the other ones, I just got this one. Judging by this game, they have a lot to learn. It's not how you make games, just putting something together and re-rolling the environment is not enough if there is no real I'm not saying challenge because I don't play games for challenge, but there is no real point of interest here. Just do one thing, you know, go right and shoot. Yeah, I know there is a game, One Way Heroics, and you also go right all the time, but it's worlds more complex. It's just completely incomparable. It's also cheap, by the way. So, you know, there's tons of enemies and stuff to unlock and classes and the whole mechanic. Here is just mindless shooting and pushing two buttons like right, up, down, and, well, shooting. Well, basically you can just push right and shoot and it will make it there, unless you have to change the level from top to lower and then back top and so on. Yeah, extremely boring. So that was Steampunk Graveyard. No recommendation really, unless you just want exactly that, unless you want super mindless, grindy, super basic platformer. But I wouldn't play it. I wouldn't recommend it. It does work on some level, yes, but it's just not funny to play. So that will be it for the review. I'll see you guys in the next one with hopefully a better game.